Welcome to my channel. Most men walk through life blind to the signals. Women sin not because they're foolish, because they were never taught a look. And when it comes to married women, thy signals become even more complex, more layered, more silent. Chantel Yushas attracted to Shuhan flirt in obvious ways. Sean sent late-night texts or beg for attention. Instead, she leave behind a trail of micro-behaviors so subtly feel like static in the background. No less you know how totten in. But let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed the way a married woman lingers when you speak, the way her loader lasts? It's a second to long, like she's not winging at the joke, but at feeling you give her, or the way her eyes often when you say something deep, like she's suddenly in a world where shadow santo, pretend. That's not politeness. That's not coincidence. That's emotion weak. Because when a woman is marriage barrier, feelings deep under loyalty, routine, and the weight of doing the right thing, but desire, real feminine adiri. It doesn't follow rules at leaks. It shows up in her tone, in her present scene, the pauses between her words. It shows up when she asks Yawa about your dreams and listens like no one else ever has. It's up when she mentions her husband, but her eyes is skewed to say and never would, and most men miss it. But Ja once, because today we're revealing the 5 subtle signals a married woman shows when she's secretly drawn. Tovin, if she tries to fight it. These are In's guesses, these are psychological purse. Itself, reditoid deco death, silent language of family, traction. Even when it's wrapped in wedding vows and careful smiles. Keep watching BX. Once you learn how to see her signals, you'll never be blind again. Let's get brutally honest, for Amon. Today's world attraction doesn't follow clean-cut lines of fairy tales or romantic movies. It's not always a bow. Single people locking eyes across rooms, sometimes dies or bruise in the most unexpected lessons. Sometimes a woman will be taken with airing on her finger in a life that looks complete. Finds herself magnetically drawn to Ammon, who awakens something she hasn't felt in years. And here's what most men didn't understand. Doston cancel attraction. It's super says it. And the more deeply it's buried, the more powerfully it leaks through. Subtle signals that most guys ignore, but high awareness. Men like Ho can learn to detect those cues with surgical pressure. You see, a married woman will never just say, Shisinto, you. That would violate everything. She's built trust there, the persona, shewers. So instead, she hints, she signals, in coach. She flirts in shadows. Not spotlights, sand. What makes this topic subpsychologically deep is that some Maramevans, she doesn't consciously know, watches. Doing her behavior shifts net because she plants it, but because of her subconscious starts craving your presence more than she can admit, even to herself. Maybe she laughs too hard. Tour jokes. Maybe she touches her necklace when you speak. Maybe her eyes sparkle in conversation, drop when someone else walks in. Each of these is a micro-confession, a clue, a breadcrumb on that trail. Afro-press emotion, and feminine longing. Buther's the twist. The signals are miss if you're just watching her moth. You have to watch her stance, her Betty language, the way she created excuses to be near, few, or how responso leave these moments carry more a truth than 1,000 spoken words. Ants is where stoic awareness comes in, because if the mono doesn't react emotionally, the man well observes with calm detachment that he's the one whose eyes everything herods. The undercurrent feels the shift in energy. This video is about seduction. It's not about manipulation, about insight and inner strength. To recognize when a woman excellently inviting emotional connection, if society says she shouldn't. In next few moments we'll uncover th5 deeply hidden signs a married woman no goes a fan. She's quietly, emotionally, and even erotically drawn to you. These eyes air backed by female psychonaut fantasy. If you've ever wondered if being polite or is there something more, thesis the video that will give it you clarity. Stay focused. What your abato learn may change how you see every woman haunters your life forever. Senu 1 her behavior changes in micro moments. You trigger a shift, shaken control. When a married woman is secretly attracted to you, the very atmosphere around her changes. The moment you walk into their room. Most men miss this because if they are focused on what she says, but truth hides in how she changes her tone, her breathing, the way she shifts her weight to Cheshire wrist or a Rangasa necklace she wasn't even thinking about, all become involuntary. Your masculine percenti may suddenly become more animate, more playful, or paradoxically quieter and more effectively because your energy enters her emotional space, triggering a ripple effect in her nervous system. This isn't conscious attraction. It's biologically and psychological, a spark she didn't intend, but now can't turn off. She might begin fixing her hair when you're in ear, glancing at you when you're not looking, laughing at things you say, fatter even. Funny, she might even seem nervous around you. Fidgeting go-viring. Blushing over nothing. Art performances. These arrows, lippages, in her Stoic men observeth this, not with arrogance, not with ego, but with clarity, because real attractionist inthwards. It's in disruption, offer self-control sign. Number 2. She shares details that feel personal, but not too personal. When a married woman is drawn to you, she walks psychological tightrope. She wants to close her, but she doesn't want to feel like she's crossing the line, or is getting caught emotionally exposed. What does she do? She starts revealing herself just enough. She tells you stories about her past, mentions her childhood memory, shares her favorite books, movies, or things that made her crim. She opens up about a fear, a passion, or a private frustration, and immediately softens it with a laugh. Or why I just told you. That's safe. Disclosures are real. A touches gauge how you'll respond. I feel lean in and connect deeply without being pushy or netty. Her trust grows. Her emotional walls begin to erode, not because she wants an affair, but because her feminine spirit is longing. Tobeful, not just hard. This kind of emotional vulnerability is attraction in its purest form. A woman won't open up to a man she doesn't feel safe with or curious about. When she shares her emotional world with you, it means you've already entered it. Sign number 3. Here eye contact breaks early, then hides behind them. When a married woman looks at you a little too long, then quickly looks away, or when she pretends not to notice you, but checks your reflection on a window, a mirror, or a glance, when she thinks are not watching, that's not just observation. That's emotionally her eyes trying to say, whether words can't. Prolonged eye contact from a married woman, especially a shadow that make it a habit with others, is one of the clearest and easiest signs of attraction. But what's even more telling is what happens immediately after. If Shiloh's nervously plays with her hands, or suddenly focus or on something else, shows over creek trying to regain emotional control, that's how you know it was real. And if she holds that gaze with intensity, softness, or playful dialogue, uses letting her guard down. Intentional ladies. Not just a look, that's a signal flare. A silent invitation taken. A few have the strength not to react emotionally. A stoic man never rushes and lets her eyes speak and listens without chasing, because desire is most powerful when it's unspoken and Sign number 4. She subtle compares you to her husband without realizing. A tone of the most overlooked things is with a married woman. Begins bringing her husband into the conversation. Not to build a wall, but to create contrast. She might say things like, my husband isn't like that kind of movie, but you always have. He never really listens to him like that. You don't get to talk about these things at home. The statements are not about, they're about emotional testing, opening a window. Not we do not be seen through the others, but just enough for you tinnitus shuins to see. Do you offer some meth diaper, something stronger, some meth more emotionally grounding than what she already has? And she's not just observing words, she's absorbent, where presents how you make her feel, how you hold space, how you listen without judgment, all or need. This kind of contrast as powerful and dangerous, because one feels emotionally safer with you than the man sleeps next to her. Attraction shifts from curiosity to emotional tendency. That's a bond most men don't even know they're building. Guntal. It's too late. Sign number 5. Excuses to linger in your presence. Anthon feels guilty. Abuthis is the most Dalen R, and telling Z a married woman feels drawn to you, will find subtle ways to be around you. Maybesh happens to show up where you are, or asks you for help with things she could easily do herself, or walks slower when you're in Irby, or starts conversation shut, not really need to happen, just to keep you talking. But what's more revealing her desire to round you is her behavior afterwards. Act distant, or overly formal, or even slightly cold. Why? 'Cause her attraction left a trace of guilt. She treats Worset to emotionally pull back to convince herself it's not happening. Bait is, and the back and forth is absolutely bird. A stoic man and exploit this. He doesn't push or provoke, simply remains present, strong-centered, because he knows that real power isn't in taking what isn't yours and understanding what others are afraid to admit. When a married woman seeks your presenter assists, it then seeks it. It means your emotions are now entangled with you. And sometimes, that's a more powerful attraction than anything physical. Here is truth most men never realize until it's too late. When a married woman shows subtle signs of attraction, it's not just about you. It's about what Yawakin in her. It's about a piece of her that's been quiet for too long. The part of her that's still alive, still vibrant, still searching for a spark. Thought reminds her, whoa, shoes before routines, the obligations, the silent emotional disconnected in Stoicism become more than a temptation. You become a mirror, one that reflects not just her beauty, but their desire to feel alive again. And that's where their power lies. Because the attraction is spousy from someone who's taken is really about crossing lines. It's about connection. It's about feeling understood in a world that stopped listening. It's about a man who doesn't try to possess but witness, who doesn't seduce, but sees, who doesn't chase but stands still powerfully. You didn't need to make her yours, you just need to become the kind man whom question why she feels so drawn to win the first place. And that, brother, is the essence of silent off-grounded masculinity, of living in such a way that women you not because of your words but because of your presence. If this message awakens something in you, you've started to recognize signals to look, then it's time to stop playing game like every other man. Yeah, we're made to be average. You were mad, observe deeper, speak less. Radio subtleties. Your next move. Hit that subscribe button. Not just for contempt, for clarity. Turn on the notification bell, because the next video might reveal something that rewires how you see every woman from this moment forward. And drop a comment below. I choose presence over pressure. Let the world know you're in either to impress. You're here to embody hat Mossman fear. True masculine stillness, this is wherein eyes earn throw restraint. Where women chase what they can't quite find.